voice, boys and girls. My name is Jessica Musselman. I'm a regional vice president, and this is my lovely assistant. Just kidding. She's an executive vice president. We're gonna entertain you this evening. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Yeah. On the screen, you can't see it. We promise we're professionals. We do this for a living. Take this ride with us. Okay, let's see. I've been in Arbonne for 4 years almost, and what about you?
11 and a half.
Pretty cool. So we have, we're both a little bit of a theater nerd on the inside, but my background, I know, right? We're gonna this whole time. My background is in television. So I was a producer and traffic reporter. And your background?
Also, so I was pursuing acting and had a bunch of odd jobs, so.
Yeah, so anyone can do Arbonne. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I hope that this is some people's first meeting and this is Sarah's first meeting. Okay. Anyone else? We're new to, yeah. Hi. Hi, Sarah. Nice to meet you.
Another
okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Erin's going to say a little bit about it. We're going to go from there. So the cool thing about Arbonne is it really allows you to dream big. There's no limitations on what this can do. I mean, I'm super excited to be a regional vice president and where it does for me and my family. And then like Erin's over here rocking her business at the tippy top of this company, doing like even bigger and better things, right? That aren't even in like my vision yet. So it's really cool. And if you're a consultant, this is just like the tip of the iceberg. There's so much here. So it's like, you know, could $1,000 extra a month affect you, or could, you know, even $200, or what about like 10,000, or like, you know, bigger than that, 21,000. Lots of numbers, right? It's kind of cool. You know, even if it just improved your health, wouldn't that be kind of exciting, right? Even if it just made your skin look awesome, that'd be cool too, right? So there's no limit, nothing too small or too big that this business can do. So the Arbonne advantage, there's a whole lot of advantages to Arbonne, and some of us here are really big Arbonne nuts, so we're very passionate about it. But we've been around for over 38 years, which is good. Like, we're not going anywhere, right? We're doing something right if we've been around for 38 years, especially like with some of the things our economy has done and all that, and we're still going strong. So that's something very important, I think, when you're looking into starting a business. You want to make sure that there's stability there, and we have that. We're at the cutting edge of research and development. Arbonne is always looking at their products, looking at the business model, and making it bigger and better, which I absolutely love. They're not like, we've been doing good for 38 years, we're going to kick back and just ride this ride. No, they're always like, let's get this even more awesome and strong and all of that good stuff. From a business standpoint, we only have like 1 to 3% brand awareness, which is really cool because that means like your neighbors might not have heard of Arbonne yet, even though we have this awesome history and all this awesome stuff behind us. So it makes it really beneficial. What is it? Did you do something? Did I say something?
No. Well, you said your neighbors.
Oh, your neighbors. Yeah, your neighbors. You never know. Your buddies from high school. You never know. Your mom. I don't know. Mom told me about Arbonne, whatever. Anyway, you never know. Like where you don't know who doesn't know about it and who might be looking for something like Arbonne, you know, for their skin, for their health, for their family, for their income, that sort of thing. There's all sorts of things that Arbonne can serve you with. And we're global, which is so exciting. Like social media, I was watching some cool social media trainings today, and it's just so neat. They're like, oh yeah, I talk to people on Instagram and they're over in Poland. That's cool. I've never been to Poland. I have Polish in my lineage and I've never been there, but how cool is that you can connect with people via social media, right? And grow a global business. So just so you know, in case you know people around the globe, we're in Canada, the UK, Australia, Poland, New Zealand, Taiwan, and we're about to go into Germany, and of course we're here in the good old USA. Do you want to talk about product advantage?
Yes, please. So yeah, you guys, the thing that I love is that we can really stand behind Arbonne and their products. I love the fact when people ask me about it, like why we're different. One of the first things that I always touch upon, just because it's important to me, is that we are vegan, we're vegan certified, we're cruelty free. That to me, I think more and more people are starting to figure out why that's important. Maybe you don't eat a vegan diet or live by a vegan lifestyle, but people are starting to really be cognizant of what they're putting into their skin and on their bodies. So into their bodies and on their skin. Thank you. You're following me. But yeah, so a few things that I'll point out. Can you just get an eyeball for any guests in the room? Or is everyone a consultant?
No.
Okay, so everyone's a consultant, so that's awesome.
No,
and a high school buddy, right? Is that veganizer and the high school buddy? Okay, high school buddy. Okay, I always think it's great to hear again and again. I think every time I've heard it, I mean, to this day, I'll hear something different. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a little little aha moment or little nugget that you would take note and you want to share with people, right? And the more you say it, the more you hear it, the easier it is to share, and it's like second nature. You're not like, let me see, you know, it's like, oh yeah, boom, 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 right? So with that being said, high school buddy, and we make this my contact with you all friends. Okay, Sarah.
So we're not creepy.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Maybe that's a bad idea.
She'll like totally make it up for me later. It's okay. But yeah, so in a nutshell, you guys, we're botanically based. I love that. Another huge thing, no mineral oil. Mineral oil is it's a xenoestrogen, and you guys can look that up on your own. But that's one of the things that I love that Jessica, being a physician assistant, she can tell you all about that at another point, but she's very knowledgeable on hormone balance and imbalance. And the fact that we don't formulate with mineral oil is huge for me. pH correct, hypoallergenic. Again, these are things that you don't really realize until you know why it's important. Why is pH correct important? You got an acid mantle on your skin. If you're using stuff that isn't pH correct, it's going to be, oh, my skin's so dry, my skin's so sensitive. Well, it's because you're stripping your acid mantle, right? Not with Arbonne's products though. No artificial sugars or sweeteners, gluten-free, non-GMO, kosher. These are things that people are starting to look for and pay attention to. Again, I said vegan certified and cruelty-free, which is my first thing that I like to share, which means no animal products, no animal byproducts or testing, no parabens or phthalates, and no artificial dyes or fragrances. Again, I just got back. I was gone for almost 2 months, and I'll share with you something that's really important to me, and I feel like Texas has more of a handle on it maybe than but I just got back from Southern Illinois area, and I feel like I just want to go have a conversation with everyone, because I feel like so many people just don't know this information, and I feel like it's kind of our duty and our mission to go out there and share that information to help educate and just improve people's health. Because I think ultimately that's one of the things, the greatest gifts that we have is to be able to help people live a healthier lifestyle. So anyway, I'm just very, very passionate about that, especially lately more than ever. So I'll let you on the next thought.
So we've told you a lot about it, but what do we have, right? Obviously an amazing business opportunity. So you're going to hear more about that in a second. Stay tuned. But like our actual products, you know, this company would not have been around for 38 years if our actual products weren't amazing and they didn't work, right? So our flagship line is our RE9 set, our anti-aging skincare set. And we have an awesome balance with nutrition products, right? Because Arbonne is huge in believing that health comes from the inside out, right? If your skin's not happy, check your gut, right? If your gut's not happy, you know, it all is synergistic, right? So we have amazing anti-aging skincare, incredible nutrition, that all the things that Erin just said qualifies that across the board, right? So like if you're eating a vegan diet, you want vegan skincare as well. You're a celiac, you don't want gluten in your shampoo. That happens. I know that's weird. And sometimes people look at me like, what? Why? Well, I don't know. Because we live in the US and they say it's okay. So I'm, not a doctor. I don't have to make those decisions. But you don't have to use it. So we have sports nutrition, which is very exciting. Weight management, cosmetics. I'm a makeup artist, so that's all I use in my makeup business, which is really nice because the mineral oil, all those sciencey things are really incredible. But for me, I'm not going to tell like my bride that right when I'm doing her makeup. What she cares about is that we don't have mineral oil and the makeup's not going to slip around and fall off her face in the Houston humidity, right? Because we formulate without that, your makeup's going to stay on. You're going to look airbrushed and beautiful all day long because it's a really great product. Baby care, which is incredible, you guys. Oh my gosh. If you check into other brands, like the junk and the chemicals that are okay to be in baby care, we're like, makes me crazy. So we have a really pure and safe baby care. And then we have a spa line, and then of course all sorts of personal care as well.
So why social marketing? Why network marketing? In traditional retail, you guys all know that you have your manufacturer, wholesaler, warehouser, advertiser, retailer, and then the consumer. Each time it exchanges hands, the price goes up for the product, right? So I always give an example. If you buy a top at Nordstrom, which Nordstrom Rack is opening soon, right?
Yeah.
March 8th.
March 8th.
And we're all gonna be like, open on the door. But yeah, so every time it exchanges hands, you're going in there, you're paying for the retail space, you're paying for all those hands, and because I always say, those people don't do it for free, so there's a huge markup. With Arbonne, what you have is a manufacturer, independent consultant, and consumer, which again are a lot of times one and the same, right? So by doing that, by cutting out all those middlemen, you're able to put more money into research and development of the product. You're able to have a superior product at an economical price. You're able to pay the person who did the word of mouth advertising for you. It's such a beautiful thing, and it is the oldest form of advertising, the oldest form of marketing is word of mouth, right? Who endorses social marketing? Warren Buffett, Robert Kiyosaki, Paul Zane Pilsner, yeah. You guys, again, to me, the fact that we have something here that we're able to not only improve our health and improve the health of others, but we're also able to benefit financially. It's just like a beautiful thing because we're out doing, we do that every day. I just was telling Mary, have you seen The Greatest Showman yet? I mean, if you've seen it, you've told someone about it. I guarantee, right? Right, okay. So if you've seen it, you know, you're like, oh my gosh, you got to see it, right? I can't believe how many people I've told. Like, it's, for me, just the soundtrack alone, right? I was telling her, you got to see it. So again, we're out doing that all the time. I don't care if it's a movie, restaurant, Nordstrom Rack. does Nordstrom Rack send me a check or free clothes? No, right? So again, we're out doing this all the time, and this is a great way where we can align ourselves with the company that we stand behind, that we actually love the products, and we're speaking from the heart, right? So anyway, so a little bit about that.
Okay, why, so all these amazing things we just told you about is why you would do Arbonne, right? But if you're like a facts person, or you like a little more proof or anything like that, there's 4 things that typically in the network marketing or social marketing industry that it's recommended you take a look at and kind of weigh your odds, right? Consumable products, so important, right? I love lots of, like this shirt, right? I love this shirt. And everyone always tells me they love it when I wear it, so I love it extra, right? But I don't need another one, right? I don't need 2 of them. However, my protein shakes come in a 30-serving bag. So 30 breakfasts from now, I'm gonna need another one, right? And then 30 breakfasts from then, I'm gonna need another one and another one. And maybe even sooner if I'm hungry at lunchtime and have a second protein shake a day, right? So it's consumable from a business standpoint. That just makes sense, right? Makes sense. Same for skincare. Consumable as well. Shampoo goes down the drain. Everything that Arbonne offers from a retail perspective is consumable, so it makes business sense. Marketplace demand and timing and trends. How many people on Facebook are like, oh my God, like I saw something the other day, like I'm trying the egg diet. I don't know what that is. Everyone's trying something, the ketone diet, the this diet, the this diet, all the things, right? Everyone is trying to do something to be healthy. So Arbonne provides them with something to be healthy, right? Not only from the, your skin, you're going from the inside, your hair's gonna be healthier, Steph who just walked in as a nail tech. Hey, Steph, I'll tell you. Hi. She does nails, and she has a whole business around making sure the nail junk you're using is healthy. Okay, and she's booked all the time. Try getting a pedicure with her, I just dare you, right? She's booked because she, uses great stuff and provides a great service, and people care that they're not dunking their feet into something nasty, right? It's something healthy. People care about it in all genres of life, and Arbonne satisfies those needs, as well as the ability to leverage your time. Just makes a lot of sense. Arbonne lets you get as big, fat, and wide as you want. Because we're a health and wellness company, so I always like to say that. But really, if you open your mouth and share Arbonne with people, there is no limit to how many people Erin can help. Right? Arbonne's not gonna be like, oh my gosh, you have too many Mercedes drivers underneath you, I'm gonna need you to stop. No, they're gonna say, keep going, keep helping, keep growing, right? And so that's incredible. And while she's doing her own personal business, all of those other people in her organization are also working, right? And so that's where the ability to leverage your time comes in. And that's where this exponential growth with your wealth can come in as well, which is pretty cool. So I find when I look at those 4 factors that Arbonne really satisfies the need for all 4 of those.
Awesome. So even though we all say, like, everyone who's in Arbonne, we're biased, right? Because we're like, we love it, we do it even if we weren't paid. At the end of the day, we are kind of curious and kind of excited about the compensation. We're just going to be honest with you. There's a great opportunity here with Arbonne, and what I like to say is there's 4 different leadership levels, because we aren't, when this is, your district manager, area manager, you're really someone's mentor, you're their coach, their cheerleader. It's kind of a myriad of hats you wear, but district manager, the first level of leadership, if you will, the average monthly income is about $250 to $1,000 a month. Again, it may not seem like, wait, you want me to do what for what? But you think about it, you do that part-time and you stay consistent and you continue to do that month after month, year after year. That's how you grow. That's how you grow your network. That's how you grow wealth. And again, $250, especially in Texas, you know, that goes a long way. $1,000 a month, that goes a long way. I mean, I know that there's you know, car notes that can be paid, there's rent that can be paid, and so forth. So, and can I get a show of hands on who's the district manager in here? Woo-hoo. Woo. Oh, awesome. So the cool thing is, we always say if you can go district, you can go nation, because now you know what to do to teach other people to do what you just did, and it's as simple as that. So area manager is the second level of leadership. The average monthly paycheck is about $1,000 to $4,000 a month. Again, this is working part-time, and your business is actually willable at this point. I think that's pretty powerful. I know, especially for those who are for everything that I don't know how many of you are parents in here, but looking at this wee baby over here, you know, once you're an area manager, to be able to will your business is pretty awesome. So area managers, can you show of hands? Yay! So how exciting is that? You guys, we always say, are smelling the leather or the MB Tech, right? So you guys are knocking on Regent's door, and that's one of the cool things about having the meeting here at the Mercedes dealership, right? Is to be able to have that vision and go sit in there and imagine and envision yourself. Like, okay, what car do you want to pick out? Like, make it real, make it tangible, you know? Smile. You like Mercedes? Right? Yeah. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Yeah. So no, it's definitely a great perk. And so regional vice president, show of hands. For now. Yeah. So we have 4 in the room, you guys. How many people are in this room? Like 15 people? I mean, that's pretty awesome. Does it work? Does it work? I mean, come on, I'm just saying, maybe 20. I don't know. But it's like,
You're about there.
I'm just saying, regardless, that's pretty good. That's pretty good odds, right? That's a good ratio. Let's see. It's not like, oh, there's someone in the middle of Iowa that I think is a VP. You guys, we've been around for 38 years. We have that proof, and that's really what the Mercedes boils down to. It's just proof that the business works and that you helped enough people to change their lives, right? And so it's great. We always say, especially I know around the Woodlands and also in Southern California where we moved from, there's a lot of nice cars everywhere, but not all of them are getting, you know, an $800 bonus check because they helped other people get healthy, right? So I love that. And the average, I don't think I said that monthly income at this level is about $4,000 to $10,000 a month. Again, this is still working part-time, and you've just been able to grow a network of other leaders. National Vice President is the 4th level of leadership, and show of hands for National Vice President. Woo-hoo. And then MVP qualification. So about to have 3 and about to have many more. So I know they're inching their way to National Vice President too. So I'm so excited. We're going to have a room of like 6 and more any minute. So I'm excited for you guys. But again, at this level, you get, at the regional vice president level, you get $800 a month. I think I mentioned that, but just to be sure, Mercedes cash bonus. And the national vice president, the average salary is about $22,000 a month. That's average. It's the sky's the limit. Like she said, you can go out and change as many people's lives as you want. That's the beauty of this business, that you have that ability. And at that level, you get $1,000 a month toward your white Mercedes. There's travel, there's jewelry, there's recognition, there's so much out there. Again, I think we can all say, especially at the VP level, that we kind of pinch ourselves on, you know, what we get to experience, and the freedom and the choices and being able to be present is such an amazing gift. So I'll let you finish off. And maybe,
you know, becoming a consultant and building this incredible business is my favorite way to be a part of Arbonne. But you can also, you know, shop as a client, because we gotta sell product too. You know, we are legitimately, like, you don't make money unless product changes hands, right? So that's one way you can be sure that we are a legitimate business and industry, which is very good. So, you know, we have an awesome preferred client program. You can shop at 20% off, 40% off. That's pretty sweet, because the cosmetics at the department store never go on sale. So I think that's awesome that Arbonne always likes to take care of their clients in that way. You can host if you are like, I'm not sure. I don't know how this is gonna go. Well, have a few friends over and we will show you. We will lather you with love and product. You know, put your, you know, shakes in your tummy, put cream on your face. You'll have a great time. You know, and you get an awesome discount too. It's gonna be so much fun. Or, you know, like I mentioned, being part of this is just really incredible. You know, there really, as I open, there really isn't a limit on what this can do. So I hope you go home tonight and you're just like, could it, would it, should it? It's minimal to hop into this business. It's a $79 sign up. I mean, really, like, you probably spend that at, on a date night, one less date night, start a business, and then if it doesn't go anywhere, well, you're going to at least make $79 back, I promise you that. But it's pretty cool to see what it's done for my family, for a lot of the families in this room, and beyond that. There's so much more. You'll hear a little bit more about that tonight, but I hope you just really chew on it and really think about it, because it's pretty awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yes, ma'am. Way to improv.
All right, well, you go right back up there.
Your guest.
You're not just. I know. I would like to see here. And Erin as well, right? Because Erin's a guest of.
No, she's.
You are a consultant. Got it. Okay. I was
Just
just
here.
double checking. I was thinking that's fine. So my name is
She's
Julie
my mom.
Peters.
Germs don't count.
Thank you. My name is Julie Peters, and part of what we do each time during this meeting is we do recognize a shining star. And tonight we are going to recognize Jessica.
I'm really sorry you have to hear from me again right away.
It'll be short and sweet. That's fine.
That's what happens when Erin and I improv. I messed with the agenda. Oh my gosh.
That's okay. But Jessica is very notorious for, we have an organization, but within our organization, we do have like a central district, central region. And Jessica's is she always earns her DM bonus, her area bonus, and always the incentives that are out there. So it was just time. I don't think you've been highlighted in a long time. So
Have you ever been a shining star?
Now you are.
Shine,
Shine, baby, shine.
Oh, theater didn't work out for me, but I'm a shining star. Okay, thanks. I don't know what I said earlier, but a little bit my background. I'm so distracted. I don't even know why, y'all. I've had so much biz today. You haven't had our energy testing. You should try one, and I just down half the ears too. So it's like food needs. It's like you down fizzy all day, and then I spray 10 sleep well sprays at night. You have an awesome sleep well. If you haven't tried that, so I'm like fizzy, sleep well, and then it's fine. I'm sure this doctor is gonna be gonna need to slow down. Okay, so as a shining star, we just ask people to highlight some things that is working for them. And I don't know, we just kind of got to thinking, or when you asked that it just might make sense for you to see that despite your title or level of management or anything like that, it is so important that you're holding on to those nuts and bolts and those basics. So these are some things that I do all the time to make sure. I mean, I don't want a month to close without at least 5 new preferred clients or consultants direct to me happening. You always want to be sharing Arbonne, because that's the lifeblood of all of this. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I can not count either. I can count with my fingers. 4 tips tonight. And so do your activity in sponsoring. That's the first one. It seems really basic. I literally wrote down, sometimes in trainings, I felt at this point was like beating a dead horse, but it's honestly the solution to any problem. And I say that because especially when you're not in activity and you hear that and you feel a little bit convicted that you're not doing anything, you're like, oh, that's stupid. Everyone always says that. Well, it's because it's true. The solution to any, if you have PCs that are I am good, I don't need any more eye cream or protein this month, I'm happy. If they're not ordering, you're going to find new ones through activity, right? If your team is taking a break, right? Or they're just, they're happy where they're at because this is your choice, right? You build this business at your pace. So you're ready to go and they're not ready to go with you, activity will solve that problem, because so many people were introduced to Arbonne. You were introduced to Arbonne at an event, right? At a healthy happy hour, at a wellness event, at a skincare night, that sort of thing. So if you're feeling in a rut, like you're getting a lot of no's or something, you go to a party, you go to a wellness workshop, and you're gonna meet someone who's jazzed about it, and it's gonna reignite your belief, right? So that's gonna rejuvenate everything. So I recommend that you commit to a 90-day cycle. I don't care if it's a 30 and 30. I don't care if it's you're committing to having 10 healthy happy hours. Do something within your month, right? And do that for 90 days and see how your personal volume is different from right now, right? So today's March 1st. It's really cool to have a meeting in February and March on the 1st of the month because we have so much month to use, right? So commit to go home and think about it, that what you're going to do a little bit different this month than you have been doing, and commit to it for a 90-day cycle and see how your activity and sponsoring changes. I recommend, my second point is be encouraged by your no's or your not nows. Literally on my, it's just a little, it's not on my paper, but if someone is like, oh, I'm good, I don't think that's for me or whatever, I'm like, cool, you're on the not now list because something's going to change in your life to where you're eventually going to use this. Unless someone is literally like, Jessica, please do not say the word Arbonne to me ever again. That never happened. That's never happened to me. Yeah, and now you're thinking, lucky there, aren't you? Anyway, but like you're always on my not now list. So if someone is saying like no or not now, remember you can't get to a yes without no's. You know, someone's gonna say, oh, I don't think so, or you know what, I just bought some other stuff, or they're not gonna read your message, or they're gonna read it and not respond. I'm like, come on, we're on Facebook Messenger. I see you, see me. But that's okay because you've got to get through some no's to get to yeses. Because there are other people out there. When you're like, I'm done, I've talked to everybody, nobody wants Arbonne. There are so many people just in Houston that have never heard of Arbonne before. Like, had you heard of Arbonne before Catherine? Sarah, had you heard of it before Catherine said Arbonne to you? Good. See, that worked out to my favor because she could have said yes, I don't know. But so many people have never heard of it, right? And so it's like, there's always somebody out there. Our newest consultant to our team, I met her at Payless, and I was like, I like you. You have good things here. This is Arbonne. And she joined our team, right? And I let him in about these shoes. It's fine. It's good. Get to shop discount shoes. It works. You know, so you can learn from each no too, or each not now, and it's going to be some kind of story, right? So it doesn't have to like be too deep. You can be like, oh, you know what? Looking back at that text message, like I could have like worded something differently, or I could have responded differently, or you know, all of those kind of things. You're going to learn from every single no, so you take it just like as a learning experience, right? And be disciplined and committed enough to keep asking for more, like asking for those yeses, like despite your no's, because like I said, there's yeses out there. So just keep your discipline and your commitment up. Third is learn it and then put it into action. I've definitely, this is something that I have absolutely been guilty of in my business. So like these notes don't matter if you don't apply them, right? Is the end all be all of my point here before I get on a small soapbox, but you can't be like a career student, right? We have so much training in Arbonne. Like we have GTC coming up, which you'll hear about. It's our global training conference. We have, you know, DAs like tonight, or we're gonna have some trainings tonight, right? We have Learn and Birds online. We have Go for Gold calls. We have team calls. We have all of these things. If you take notes and go to a conference, you take and take and take and take, but if you don't translate that into application, like you'll be this Arbonne genius, but you're not sharing it with anyone, so why does it matter? Right? Like you have to, yes, be knowledgeable and be trained, but you have to, but more importantly is you have to pass it along, right? You can't always just sit and hope that your knowledge will be absorbed by the other people that come to you, right? Like you have to be in activity, meeting those people and sharing your knowledge, right? And then lastly is just go for it. I don't care if you have a team or not, just go for it, right? Because all of us started out without a team, right? And sometimes your team doesn't want to do Arbonne anymore, or sometimes they have babies, you know, and sometimes they're doing Arbonne with babies, right? Or, you know, or maybe they have a job transition, or a spouse loses a job, or something happens in their life to where not everyone in your organization is going to be ready right now at the same time, right? So it doesn't mean you have to wait for everybody. You book your calendar, you get an activity, and you make it happen. And then when everybody else wants to join in, that's great. And if they never do, love them where they're at. It's all good because they're drinking protein and you can't be mad for that, right? Always, always, always be the best consultant on your team. And remember that you're not, if you are in management, you're not a manager of people, right? You're an example, right? The best copycat wins, and you are, it's the monkey see, monkey do kind of thing. So be the best example for your team. That is all I have.
That was good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't hear from me anymore tonight.
That you're not a manager, you're an
An example.
It was
You are. I thought of that in my brain
I'll
myself.
be right.
Jessica Ism. I don't know who's next, but I left the stage, so.
Recognition.
Okay.
Yes.
What was that? Not a manager or what?
An example. Not a manager, you're an example.
Well, obviously, right along with what Erin said.
Does nobody else come up here?
Yes.
Oh, I'm like, where's it? All right, I'll start because I'm talking a lot to myself. Hi guys, my name is Danielle Bridges. I'm an independent consultant and executive regional vice president. I'm just going to share really quickly my because of Arbonne. Are we doing that right now? Like we kind of been doing the VP panel thing. I still say I'm new to Texas, but I moved here about 2 years ago from New Jersey. Because of Arbonne. I love the capability that we have to pick up and move wherever we are. And truly my favorite because of Arbonne is just life by design.
every single day, not waking up to an alarm clock, deciding what I want to do, who I get to do it with, the travel, the freedom, the luxury. Living down the street for my sister now. Okay, that was way too many. But there's a lot of perks to Arbonne if you just put in the work and continue until it happens. It will happen for you to become a VP and just have those daily choices. So we like to do recognition. This is my favorite part because you get to recognize all the people that are killing bonuses and, you know, just promoting and left to right, all stuff like that. So in the room, earning her independent consulting cash bonus, and she's also well over halfway to qualification for district manager, is Miss Sarah Plessman. Come up here. You're like, come here. This is for you. There you go.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Come stand over here because it's gonna have everybody. We made everybody sit down and we never got a picture. And then also in qualification for district manager is Laura Spiller. She's also here in Texas, and Kendra LaRue. She's also here in Texas, but they're not in the room currently. And then a lot of my team is out in New Jersey or California, so just I'm going to say really quickly. Also in qualification for district manager is Angela Marchese and Linda Neward, and then Brianna Kubley in New Jersey. And out in California is Megan Machia and Julie Shopey. I think they're on Zoom, so congratulations. And then she earned her district manager bonus. She earned the Set for Success, and she went in qualification for area manager. You guys, her second month. Woohoo! Liz. Oh, perfect.
Wow. How would you share one tip that you feel like is really accelerated your business?
Oh, on the spot. Okay.
How we roll.
One tip. I just don't really give up. I honestly, seriously brainstorm like 24/7. Who would be interested in this? And I literally just call, text, or Facebook them. And like 90% of the time, they are pretty responsive. So,
Yay. Awesome. That's because you have that relationship for sure, and you don't give up. I love that. Also earning her district manager bonus and in qualification for area manager in New Jersey is Jillian Smith. So congratulations, Jill. And then district manager bonus, Christina Georges, Monique Hargrave, out in California and New Jersey. And then we have another new district manager in New Jersey is Rachel Castido. So congratulations to you. Then we had a new area manager, Joelle Terrell. She's in New Jersey. And then halfway to nation was Allison Russell. Yay.
There's like two people on.
I think it's just Sarah. I don't know if that's my
Yeah.
sister-in-law, though. Sarah so in my central region, I don't have multiple people in qualification, but nobody that's here in Texas. So I'm gonna skip over all those people. But in Texas, we have Michelle Coons earning her consulting cash bonus, and she lives out in Dallas and well over halfway to district manager. But hey, area. And then Danielle earned her district bonus and her area bonus, and Danielle is in qualification for nation. As you guys know, I'm just so proud of her, and you know, we all talk about it, and it's like Danielle's like, oh gosh, am I gonna go again as qualification? I'm like, yeah, everyone would want to change places with you because being in qualification for nation is incredible, and you're just continuing to build incredible leaders here. I'm so proud of you.
Yay, thanks.
These are for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
These are for you. Really proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And I have in my central region over halfway to regional vice president. My sister-in-law, Sarah DeBlancy, super exciting. And I have a new district manager in New Jersey, Nicole Cassis, in my central region. And district manager bonus earner also out in Dallas is Lindsay Ballard. So I think that's all. And then just for my central region. So
Okay. Congratulations. I have Roya, I think it's under Sarah online though, is that right? Well, I'll just give her a shout out anyway. Roya Banner-Zizi is in District Call, and also Miss Mary Lindar. Yay! Congratulations. You can give her the sunflowers. Okay, I was like, wait.
No, it's
not
not
a
that. The
sampler.
other ones.
I'm like, wait, what is it?
I got some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. We share.
I'm Daniela Europe, also Regional Vice President, and Miss Angela is in Crawford
Yay.
Crawford District. She is going to finish it this month.
Awesome. That's right.
This is very thorny this time.
Careful,
yes.
Every rose has its thorns.
So Angela is in Crawford District, and then Megan Orford, who is also here local but not able to make it tonight, she's in Crawford District, and then Kathy Bergen in Iowa is also in Crawford District.
Awesome.
Nice.
You said Iowa.
That's really funny.
It's like my state.
I know.
All right, in qualifications for district, we have Stacy. Yes, you bet. And we have Amanda Felkowski, who's in California, who's also on Zabel's team. Stacy's on Zabel's team. And then Lynn wasn't able to be here. She's the pharmacist on our team, but she has 2 people in qualifications as well. Elvisa and her aunt Kathy, both are in Boston.
Cool.
So we're excited about that. And then district manager bonus, Miss Zabel and Jessica.
Yay.
And Lynn, who's not here, but you guys have earned your bonuses. So I don't know which one. Does it matter?
Okay.
The yellow. Anyway, that's right. Stamp here. Oh, and Jessica, area manager bonus. Cheers. You bet. And then Stella is a brand new district, but also did her bonus booster. And you guys, I didn't track I don't know who, the diffuser on our team.
Oh,
So
No kidding.
anyway, yay, kudos to all y'all. So that's it. And that's good.
Yeah. The fancy air freshener. Come on over here. Sorry. Where is your coffee?
I gave it to my consultant here. She also phoned.
I'm like, no, like, is it good?
Should we like sorority squad? Like,
Bring it together. Oh wait, I'm gonna get it with the Mercedes in the background.
Got it? Ready? Look at her first.
I got my legs are hurting.
1, 2, 3. Smile over here first. Come on, hold on. I'm gonna do one more. 1. Shake it out. Shake it out.
Just go on.
1, 2, 3. Yay. Beautiful.
I was hanging a spotlight tonight and trust.
Yay.
You had your work out.
Yeah.
You stand in the middle though.
And you're gonna get many.
Thank you.
Then you're up.
Oh, yeah.
So like you collect them and then like after a while they're like,
Okay, cool. Hi, guys. Okay, now we're gonna do some training. We start off with product training. Liz, come up here. She is going to do it with me. I'm gonna move these things over. But these are some good giveaways tonight, man. I'm like, we only have 3 tickets, so there's we'll keep some. So Arbonne came out with some new RE9 body products last month. Yay! How many people got them already? Yay! Love them. So I kind of wanted to go over them because a lot of people were saying like, what's the difference between the old ones and all that good stuff. So Liz is gonna go first. And talk about, she has been using the retexturizing serum and lotion a lot because you know how we were able to get it with the RE9 set when you purchased it in January. So I know that she's been loving that. And the neck cream, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about a tightening tan. So you are ready for spring and UTC, and I need to do that like yesterday because now it's warm here in Houston. So we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about the products and all that good stuff. So take it away, girl.
Okay, as you can tell, I have a cold, so I'm gonna try to enunciate my words. Sorry. Okay, so the RE9 Advanced Retexturizing Serum and Lotion provides all-day hydration, replenishing and protecting the skin's moisture barrier to visibly smooth imperfections and deliver a radiant glow. What's kind of cool about this lotion is that it also offers gentle exfoliation to reduce dryness and flakiness. Using one of their key ingredients is alpha hydroxy acids, which just helps smooth and refine your skin. So it's great for like rough patches on your body, your elbows, your hands, your feet, your knees. How to use, it's pretty simple. You just apply literally all over your body. Like I said, focusing on those rougher spots. It did say though to not apply on freshly shaved skin, I guess because the alpha hydroxy acid will probably burn.
I did, and it was fine.
I did
Oh,
not
you
know
did?
that.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
7 times
I'm just
more.
reading the meat the product sheet.
But I wondered if that would be the only reason.
I've
Yeah.
used it actually, and it didn't bother me.
Well, it's
either,
only
so-
if you're sensitive because shaving is a form of exfoliation.
Okay.
So it probably wouldn't hurt.
And it smells kind of
Says-
like
Yeah.
gorgeous. It's wonderful.
And you can come up here and I'll be generous and you can take a little bit. These are mine, so be nice. But
You don't need a lot.
I'm like, yeah, you don't need a lot,
Yeah.
but it's really nice.
I know.
I know Arbonne used to have that body serum and then body lotion separately, so they kind of made it a twofer, which I think is awesome. And it's really, really nice, especially if you know anybody that's using the RE9 skincare. You definitely want to get them on the body products because I always say this to people. I'm like, if they're not doing their skincare regimen on their neck and décolleté and stuff, usually looks a little bit older than the rest of their body. So I always am recommending from the neck up, especially. So like the neck cream will be great to add into anybody's RE9 skincare system, in my opinion, at least, for sure. It smells really good too.
Or you look like Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So the age-defying neck cream is formulated with peptides to help improve the appearance of firmness by adding moisture to your neck and décolleté area while using the key ingredient here, vitamin C, to boost and maintain moisture to support collagen. It improves the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, loss of firmness, and elasticity. This lotion also helps your neck, your décolleté, and jawline appear redefined as skin regains a smoother, more lifted appearance. It helps support collagen and elastin for a firmer, tighter, and more sculpted appearance of your décolleté and neck. How to use it is pretty simple as well. You just apply to your chin, your jawline, your neck, and your décolleté in a circular upward motion.
Yeah, everything up. So, like, I shouldn't even say this. My grandpa sometimes calls my grandma Turk because I'm like, that's awful. So, if you know anybody that has a turkey-looking neck, that's what you gotta know. But side note, the packaging is different from the old one if you use it, and I think it's way more convenient, especially being open like that versus sticking your hand in it. So, I really just like that factor. And I was on the Facebook Live that they did. What the heck is her name? Why can't I think of her name right now? Hold on. Anne, that's her name. I'm like, Anne, yeah, I couldn't think of her name for whatever reason, but she was doing it and they were going over if you could use like the Ultra device and stuff like that with these products. Yes, you can use the Ultra with the neck cream when you're doing everything, and then the body firming cream specifically, yes, I made a funny comment and I was like, so my goal is to use body firming cream, have both of my Genius Ultra devices, and look like, I swear, I was like, oh, just give me Carrie Underwood legs, I'm not even messing with you. But, no, full blown, I'm like, I do have two, so I'm just gonna do that. But seriously, I have been doing that. And it is working really awesome, and I know a lot of people that even had said that got this in January, have noticed a difference in their legs and like cellulite appearance and stuff like that, just even from the serum and lotion. But so at this time of the year, we all, are about to be showing our legs, right? So I love to mix our moisturizers with the self tanner. It just goes on for a smoother application and a more even application, in my opinion. And at night, side note, I know I didn't bring the night cream, but I will put like the night cream in my hand and then I'll do a little squirt of this and put that on my face all together. It doesn't have like any kind of crazy smells or anything like that. It's not going to come off on your sheets. I do it at night so that I wake up in the morning and it looks like I was at like a tropical island, right? It doesn't come off on your sheets. My sheets are white, and really though, it shows up in 2 hours. So you can easily do this during the day if you have like an event to do at night, which is really nice. So for me, the tightening tan kind of thing truly is, I'm sure you guys have probably seen that going around a little bit, but like, you would exfoliate and then you would kind of do this. So for now it would be with the Rescue and Renew Detox Scrub. And then you would use these two products together. But I always recommend using the Sunless Tanner with any kind of moisturizer, even if you're not using the firming body cream. But so the firming body cream, it creates a lifted, firmer, and more toned appearance. It's going to smooth out the look dimpled skin through hydration, which is awesome, through body contouring. Everything, again, is all vegan certified, gluten-free, how we were talking about earlier, that Argon Advantage. All of our products have that, which is something that I love. It's also dermatologist tested. It's suitable for all skin types. And then they recommend where you're using this. Concentrated spots would be your thighs, your stomach, your bust, and your upper arms. Massage gently using circular motions. And there's a bunch of key ingredients and benefits. And just like Liz is doing myself, you just printed out the Meet the Product sheets, you guys. So everything is on there. I love how simple and basic it could be. But I think it's just nice to hear what someone else is doing with their products and how they're using it. Like, definitely put this on the back of your legs and use your Ultra device. I promise you it works. Or on your stomach. Yeah, both at the same time. Hello. Yes. When you're watching TV, exactly. I mean, that's when I do it.
One of our ladies, like she had toilet seat ones.
Yeah,
I know.
She's like, I don't think there's a big enough one, and I was like, oh, well, you need to talk to her about that. But this is really nice, and it's just going to promote a shapelier appearance to your legs, stomach area, upper arms, all that great stuff. And like I said, you can come up here and try everything. Nothing has like any crazy smells to it either, which is something else I love. No fragrance that we formulate with. So it's just clean and a natural scent. I do think that this serum one, though, does smell a little bit more citrusy. But again, it's because of that stabilized vitamin C that's inside of there. So it's all natural herbs and botanicals. And I'll leave this up here if you want to come and try it, just to kind of feel the texture too. Sometimes people are like, oh, is it going to be super thick or greasy? Nothing like that, which is really nice. And it's not going to rub off on your clothes. So you can come up here and try them, and I'll leave those there for you. Does anyone have any questions about the products? All right, so come up here and try them, and then when you get home, make sure you order them so you have them for when you're doing your skincare presentations, because we passed around even just like the body serum and lotion at the last one, and they were all like, oh, then I probably need this for my body if I'm going to do it on my face too. I'm like, exactly. So, yeah, I'm like, and the Ultra device for $900, you can add it on. So be sure to be using those products, because you guys, the only way you're going to be able to share them is if you're personally using them, so you can share your experience. I always know, like, the Meet the Product sheets are great and all, facts tell, but stories are what sell. So if you're not using them and you don't have a personal testimonial behind it, you're not really going to be able to share the product with other people. And again, I don't bring all this stuff with me to my presentations because you don't want to look like a crazy bag lady. But if you're using the products, right, then you can have the experience to share with them, even if you don't have it there in person for them to try. That's it. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. I think everyone knows me, but I'm Jessica Spurzig. I'm an executive national vice president, independent consultant. I've lived here in the Woodlands in June, it'll be 2 years, so just about a year and a half. I moved from Southern California. And prior to Arbonne, I worked as a physician assistant for 6 years when Arbonne came into my life. Arbonne came into my life by way of Erin. She came to see me as a patient. We actually didn't know each other. She was just on my schedule. And I remember that day clear as, can be. Just her sitting, in the chair in our office with wet hair, but just smiling so much. She's like, I'm sorry, my hair is wet. I was just running late today.
Not Erin.
Right? But just super friendly, really just vibrant, and her energy. So it's definitely one of my tips, is you never know who you're going to meet. So anytime you're out doing anything, a doctor's appointment, picking up your kids from school, at the movies, you never know. And I'm telling you, people are attracted to good vibes because not everybody's putting them out there. So just smile, be friendly. And before you know it, people are going to want to get to know you, and that's really what I wanted to do with Erin. So that's a little bit of my story. And I will be celebrating 6 years with Arbonne next month, which is crazy.
No, this month is March.
It's March. Yeah, March 28th. Well, March 28th was my first day.
Will you share about how when you signed up in the new
Oh yeah,
Since we're coming up.
Yeah, and GTC is coming up. Yeah, I signed up for Arbonne March 28th. Erin came over to my house. She had, we had tried some of the products, but really what she did is she's like, I just really think that you'd be incredible, this business, if you wanted to choose the products, great, but, tell me, she asked me what I wanted more of my life, and I was like, I want your life, I want to be able to do what I want to do, and I thought being successful and making a six-figure income actually gave you that freedom, but it actually, it's kind of like the golden handcuffs, right? But anyway, 3 weeks after I got started, Arbonne had its global training conference, so if you're new, or if you've been in Arbonne, for 10 years, you need to be in Vegas. It's coming up in April. I had every excuse not to go. I actually lied to my boss. She texted me the whole time while I was there. I lied to her. I didn't tell her I was going to Las Vegas. I just said, I'm going somewhere. And I just said, I'm not going to be here on Thursday or Friday. I mean, literally. But it was the best thing that I did because it painted such a vision for me. And even though Erin was a regional vice president and painted that vision for me, it's incredible to see the top leaders in Arbonne. So I would really, really encourage you to get there if you can. If not, Arbonne did just launch, they're going to do it virtually. It's going to be fun, but it's kind of like, going to like listening to a CD in your car or like being at the concert, right? Like it's totally a different vibe, right? So I would really, really encourage you to go, like stay with 4 people in your room, like drink protein shakes, like just make it happen because it's so worth it. So we like to do a practical training and then an inspirational training because, you come to this meeting to get filled up. Every month we're here to fill your cup and help you. So a couple practical tips. I'm definitely, I would say practical is my middle name because I'm all about like, give me what I have to do. I'm going to go do it. And, luckily I had a great mentor and a great roadmap. And I was able to reach the top of the company in only about 2.5 years, but because there is no limit in Arbonne, you can go as fast as you want. So if you say, I need to make, $4,000, we can show you how to do that. You're just going to have to, do it like triple time, right? Which I love. So when I was writing my training, honestly, what I did is I went back at the beginning of this same notebook, because this notebook started almost exactly a year ago at GTC, April 20th. Because in Arbonne, guys, Erin and I talk about this all the time when we talk about trainings, like there's like it's not rocket science, right? We share, we sell, we sponsor, we do it again and again and again and again and again, right? And there's really nothing crazy. But I found a training that I had written a while ago, and it was something that I actually found probably on some sort of business website, but it was looking at 3 regrets that entrepreneurs have. And when you do start an Arbonne business, even though you pay $79 for it, you are an entrepreneur. You are the CEO of your own potentially multi-million-dollar business, right? And when my upline said that to me, I was like, I just spent like $800 and, maybe I'll make that back, hopefully, right? That was like my goal. Maybe I'll make the $800 back, right? But guys, that's like, oh my gosh, if I would have known what I know today, what I knew, 6 years ago, oh my gosh, I would have paid $79,000 and talked to way more people and made it happen. But these are 3 regrets entrepreneurs have, and then I kind of brought them around to Arbonne. So number 1 is starting late. So starting late, and I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, your company started 38 years ago, you're totally late. No, you are right on time for Arbonne, let me tell you, because I would never join a network marketing company that's been around for less than 10 years. That is my go-to. So even if you decide Arbonne's not a fit for you, but you're obviously here to look into, our network marketing, do not join a company that's less than 10 years old. But to me, this means not getting your business into momentum. Starting late is signing up, waiting for your kid to show up, waiting for your catalogs, waiting for your RE9 set to come and be like, I have to use this for 3 months just so I can see my results, or I have to do the 30-day program before I can even tell anyone that I'm even doing Arbonne. Guys, no, okay? Ignorance on fire is way better than knowledge on ice. I've heard that a long time ago. So you have to get your business into momentum immediately. The minute that you click sign up, within 7 days, you should have 2 presentations immediately. I don't care if it's your mom and your dog, okay? You have to get there and you have to get started. It's so, so important. The next thing about starting late is, when you get a promotion, you sit back and you relish in it. I'm the manager of this district. No. Okay, it's time to move on and keep your head down and keep going. Or wait until the 10th of the month because, you did so much the last 3 days of the month, right? Starting late means to me, like, you're late to get your March going if it's March 1st and you don't have anything on your calendar. That's not the way that you enter a new month. And when I started telling my team, forever in Arbonne, I heard 6 to win, 8 to win. I still can't even remember what the heck it is. But guys, honestly, if you just book 3 presentations within the first 10 days of the month, 3 presentations, and from there, you're going to get coffee dates. From there, you're going to get one-on-ones. Because sometimes it can be overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh, booking 8, I can't think that far. But just book 3. Book 3 and start with something, right? Because from there, you're going to get bookings and bookings and bookings. And we can do that, right? You can totally do that. Something that I love is a little bit of Arbonne every day goes a long way. Girl Scout honor, do Arbonne every single day. I do it in the nooks and crannies. There are times, right, here it is, a full 2 hours that I'll be here at a meeting and doing training and things like that. But, Scout honor at the park, I'm meeting people, I'm, setting follow-ups, I'm looking at my preferred client rewards, I'm, connecting with someone on my team at least every day. And I'm looking at my personal goals and seeing where it's pushing me further. A little bit of Arbonne every day goes a long way. Yes, this is billed 10 to 15 hours a week, but that's income producing. You do, if you really want to build this into a multi-million-dollar business, this is work, okay? This is a job. Think how much you spend at your regular job, 40 to 50 hours a week. You do not need to spend 40 to 50 hours a week on Arbonne. If you could spend a good 12 to 15 hours a week on Arbonne, really focused, doing what you need to do, I promise you can be successful. But a little bit every day goes a long way. You can't do crazy town clothes for 3 days and do everything, and then you're like, okay, on the 15th, I think I might need to do Arbonne again, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I just talked to so many people in 2 days, so I'm gonna wait until the 30th again and then do it. It doesn't work like that, right? You have to be consistent. Okay, the number 2 regrets. So that's all under my starting late compared to Arbonne. Number 2 is failing to listen. Number 2. I was actually on Facebook last night, right? We're all on, this is a social marketing business, right? People were connecting through social media. And an old neighbor of mine, he is top VP at a water company, he sells water systems. Anyway, one of his top sales guys was on there, and he tagged me in this live, and I'm like, I'll watch it. Anyway, he was sharing, that the number one reason why people don't buy or people don't get involved is we talk too much. We talk too much because we want to throw up Arbonne on them and we want to say everything. But guys, Arbonne will sell itself. You have to listen to other people. And so many times, when I go to a one-on-one or I'm at a presentation, yes, you need to share and educate people, but what you really need to do is listen to them and see how you're going to add value to their life. Because if you listen enough and just quiet your lips, he goes, sometimes, my friend was like, now it's like a game, who's going to talk first? I will try to be as quiet as I can and let them talk because they will tell you how Arbonne will fit into your life. I could sit down with any person probably in this country or that speaks English. I'm not even kidding. And I will tell you how I can find that Arbonne would fit in their life, whether it's through the products or a business, through, travel, through whatever it is. I promise you I can find a need if you just listen enough, okay? Failing to listen to your upline. They've been there. They know what's going on, guys. So many times we think that someone else knows better, but I promise you, my upline, Amy Weiler, she always says, she would always say to her team, if you do what I do, you'll have what I have. If you do what I do, you'll have what I have. So listen to what they do, right? Listen to what they say and go and do it. You have to listen to constructive criticism. Sometimes it's so hard because, Arbonne isn't rocket science, but sometimes there's just a small little tweak of how you can make it better. And if your upline is not coming to you and saying, I think this would be better, or this would be better, or whatever, you can't take that personally. They actually care about you, number one, if they're taking the time to help you, right? Because there are people, that just want to do it their way, and I just say, okay, I'm not even going to go there because their growth isn't there. But when someone, especially, in your upline is coming to you, listen, okay? The next thing is failing to listen to your team, right? You have to listen to their whys, their needs, and what do they want Arbonne to be for them? Because so many times we're like, oh my gosh, they need this so bad, they need this, right? And we can see how amazing Arbonne can be for them, guys, but we can't want it for someone more than they want it for themselves. So if you're failing to listen to what they're telling you, right? They just want to use protein. And you're like, no, you are going to be a national vice president. Guys, no, right? It's like, stop. It's like, let them use the protein, keep loving on them, right? Making sure they have their protein, but go on to the next person, okay? It's so important. Failing to listen, I just wanted to share, Shannon and I were chatting a little bit before, and so many times when we sit down with people for Arbonne, or we're like, how do I just get in front of people? How do I just sit down and tell the Arbonne story? And, we've heard, how do I get people push for me? We've heard, can you do me a favor? I really need to practice. Well, honestly, something that I heard last night from my friend, on this slide is he said, with this water system, he goes, I know that this water system will add value to their life, and I have to show them that I'm going to add value to them. And I'm like, bingo, Arbonne, right? That's what I'm doing with Arbonne is I'm trying to add value to other people's lives. So I have something that I know would add value to your life. Could you give me 30 minutes so I could tell you a little bit more about it? Instead of, could you do me a favor, I need to practice, or could you do me a favor and get some friends together? Say, I know I have something that will add value to your life and to your friends' lives, our 30-day to healthy living, or to, whatever it is, or our business opportunity. Could you get some friends together for me so I can add some value, right? And I'm like, you want to add value to my life? That sounds great, right? Right?
You say no to that,
right? Okay. Then the number 3 thing that entrepreneurs have is that they offer discounts. Number 3, that is their biggest regret. But they offer discounts all the time. Oh my gosh, I think it's gotten so much better on social media. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because of Arbonne Best, which is basically like the Arbonne police. But so many times during close night, they're like 35% off everything, free shipping, right? Guys, why give away the farm, right? Basically, that's saying, I didn't do what I needed to do this month, so I'm going to discount everything. Arbonne is not a discount brand, and really what that's doing is setting people up to know that you are going to discount when you're desperate, right? But if you just do a little bit of Arbonne every day, there's no discount needed, right? Hey, don't get me wrong. At the end of the month, I want to enroll a couple more 30 days. I will add in a free shaker cup or add in a free water bottle, right? Because that's something that's going to add value to them, right? But I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to give it to you for, $10, right? No, right? Like the whole kit, right? No. Or maybe you offer some free preferred client sign up, get them a free membership, something like that is fine. But like blanket, discounts, we have to create value and why people want our brand and, this business. And I just think, the value of our brand, vegan, non-GMO, botanically based, European standard, 38-year-old, no glass ceiling, unlimited width. You get paid on your performance, a Mercedes-Benz, trips. I mean, I could sit here and list the value from building an Arbonne business and using our products all day long. You guys would be like, okay, that's enough. I need to go and talk to someone because I really want to do this now, right? But sometimes you have to do that. List why our business and our products are so valuable. So when you say to yourself, I need to tell this person, these are the reasons why, right? It's not, because you're desperate. It's not because you want the Mercedes. It's not because you want to go to the top of the company. Yeah, you do. Right? It would be great, but you want to add value to other people. That's why we all start Arbonne. And until we kind of switch our mindset to just adding value, and the minute that you do that, people receive that and they know you want to add value to my life. I want to hear what you have to say. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Awesome. So that's what I have to say.
Kind of like just to piggyback on what you said, it's kind of like that some just can't see it.
Yes.
Story.
Yes.
And at the end of it, how he says, you're just here to add value.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
have you guys all heard that story? No. It's by the story of Walt Disney, it's called Some Just Can't See It. And that's a great thing to read, and it's about Walt Disney and his friend that he wanted to Art Linkletter, and that he could had enough money to build Disneyland, but he couldn't pay for all the surrounding land, and he took his friend out there and he said, I want you to buy all this land because I see restaurants and hotels and people are going to come from miles away, to come to my Disneyland. And he's like, yeah, you're crazy, right?
It was like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it was out in the middle of nowhere, exactly, in Anaheim, right? And he's like, you're crazy, right? And guys, people might think that you're crazy, but I'm telling you, that's why you have to be a GTC, because we're all crazy. And you have to surround yourself in great POAs and surround yourself, and you got to keep coming here to get your cup filled up. And honestly, if nothing else, you use incredible products, right? That you'll probably make enough money to pay for your products. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is you make, incredible friendships, use incredible products, and you can totally not only replace your income, but change the lives of millions of people, truly. All right, now we have.
That was awesome. That was really, really good. Because we hear all that, and I love it. That's what I love about this business is, it's rare that if you've been in Arbonne for a while, that you hear something that you don't know, but sometimes you just hear it a little bit differently, or just a different example that just really hasn't hit home. But those were all excellent examples. Very, very good. So, all right. Well, I want to share just a little bit. a real fanatic about mindset, and it's just always really, really important to me. And I know so many of us, with the beginning of the year, we're on the 30 days to healthy living, and we're really working to get toxins out of our body and get clean and get healthy and all of that. But a lot of times we forget to remove the negativity from our brain. You know, we have that horrible negative thinking that can really do a whole lot of damage. So when you're doing your 30 days to healthy living, I really want to challenge you. This is the month of March, okay? This is the first day of March. We have 31 days. So I want to challenge you to really catch yourself anytime you do one of these 6 things that I'm going to share, okay? Because you can have the right skill set, you know, sharing the products, adding value to others. You can understand how to do an Arbonne presentation, discover Arbonne, all of those different things. But if you've got a really crummy mindset, you aren't going to go near as quickly. So if you take that skill set that we talked about and so many of these ladies have shared about tonight, and you add it with the right mindset, boom, you guys can really, really soar, because that's the biggest thing. And some of these things, as I go through them, I know that we tell ourselves, or some people do, I think the longer we're in Arbonne, we can catch it quickly and go, no, you know, slam that to the ground. But a lot of people say things to themselves that they would never, ever, ever say to somebody else. Like, they're so ugly to themselves and what they actually say in their mind. So the first thing is, so we're going to talk about fasting from these 6 different things, okay? You're going to do a negative thinking fast for the whole month of March. So you're going to fast from the thought process that Arbonne is too hard, okay? Fast from that thought. If this is what your thought process is constantly on, oh my gosh, Arbonne is hard. You know, nobody's returning my texts, nobody's booking, nobody's talking to me, nobody, you know, if you're focused on that, then it's going to be hard, right? What is Henry Ford's, whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're right. So if that's what you're focusing on, it is what you're going to get. I'd be very surprised if you got something different, if that's what your huge goal is. I remember at GTC, for those of you that haven't been, there's always a keynote speaker. And one year, the keynote speaker was supposed to be an EMVP from, I think, Canada, Valdarian, isn't she Canadian? And she had to cancel. So then the next year, Arbonne had her. And the reason she wasn't able to be there was that one of her kidneys was failing. So she truly it was a serious health issue. So she related, and this was so powerful. I get chills even just thinking about it. So what she talked about is, when I say, Erin, would you try a sample of Arbonne's, skincare, or would you try our protein, or would you host an event for me? Would you just consider coming to this meeting with me? Okay, some of us totally freak out. That's hard if this is your mindset. Erin, I really need a kidney. Could you just give me a kidney? Seriously, guys, what is hard? It is nothing compared to what hard is. So hard is having to go through a situation like that, or one of our parents, all of these things. I have a very dear friend, a lot of the people in this room know her, and her husband was on a business trip, and bam, they had to find a way to get him from Louisiana to here, and he's been in and out of ICU, and they are scared to death. So her whole world is like completely shaken because of this, and that's another thing too. Side tip, not in my notes, but you're not going to need Arbonne until you need Arbonne. That's one of my favorite phrases. You just, so especially you people that are so young, freaking build this business now. I'm just saying, honestly,
Means it.
I do mean it, because you don't have control over when you're introduced to it. I was in my late 40s before I ever heard of Arbonne. But some of you guys, just as some 18. Thank you, I love you. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? But some of you guys that are like in your 20s, oh my gosh, or your 30s, or even your 40s, you've heard about this. So it will add value, share it. Okay, so what we do in Arbonne is not hard. So I want you to replace that with, I can do this. Okay, so that's what you're going to replace it with. Yes, it might be a little challenging at times, but you can do this. All right. Second thing you're going to fast from are negative what ifs. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if no one comes to my party? What if I lose friends? These what ifs always seem to be focused on the negative things, right? Those are negative what ifs. And that certainly doesn't serve you. Like that, there's no way that any of those things are going to serve you. So replace those with positive what ifs. What if I go to the park and I meet my next ENVP? You know, what if I have a party with 1,500 QV? What if I do succeed? What if I become an area manager before GTC? What if I help someone on my team become an area manager? You know, all of those things, guys, those serve you a whole lot better. So you're going to replace those negative what ifs with the positive ones. Thirdly, fast from I am powerless. And this was a really neat, I like this little, I mean, I don't like it because I don't like what it says, but here's something. When we feel powerless over our past, then we tend to feel guilty. When we feel powerless over our future, we feel fear. When we feel powerless over the present, that can be depressing, or, you know, feeling you have no really where to go. When we feel powerless, when things won't change, we can sometimes just get angry. So that sense of powerless is often the root to all of the negative emotion. So you've got to focus on the powerful thoughts, right? I'm a sponsoring machine. I'm headed to nation. You know, I guarantee you, Danielle doesn't dwell on, I mean, she's focused on nation. She better not. I mean, she is focused on nation, you know, and we're overcomers. We are winners. We are leaders. We are healthy inside and out. You know, even if you're struggling to lose a few pounds, we're healthy. We've got to look at that. We attract motivated people. So we're not powerless, we're powerful. So replace that. And also fast from number 4, I can't change. So often we feel confined by what previously has, in our minds, defined us. Because if you really know, your past doesn't define you. You've got a clean slate. Every day you choose to have a clean slate. So you really need to kind of forget about what happened in the past, maybe have it there as a small amount, but you've got to go forward into the future. We need to learn and grow from the past, but not constantly focus on it. I remember hearing an example a long, long time ago, but if you're driving your car and all you do is focus in the rearview mirror and you're not looking at where you're going, you're setting yourself up for serious crash, fatality, whatever. I mean, it's not going to serve you very well at all. So replace I cannot change with I am changing every single day. And one of the best ways to do that is to pour into yourself all the time. You know, at least 15 minutes if you don't feel you can get more. Personally, I prefer about 30 minutes of some sort of personal growth or development. Just mentioned it, I think, when you were doing the DA, Learn and Burns. There's the success track. There's so many different things. If you don't have a lot of time while you're putting your makeup on, you can listen to a 5 or 10 minute some sort of training that's going to keep your head in the right way. And also fast from feeling defeated. And I thought this was a really good one. I want y'all to remember this. Falling isn't failing. Falling isn't failing. You fall, you get back up, you do it better the next time. The only time you're going to fail in this business is if you quit. Jessica and my grandson were over this morning, and it was afternoon, and it was so cute because Calvin has this new little like lawnmower thing, or I don't know, tractor, bulldozer. When you push it and little balls pop up and down. So he's just learning to walk. Okay, he now can stand for a few seconds, and then he realizes he's standing, and then it's like, whoa, you know, kind of a thing. But I was watching him, you know, as I was reading over this and stuff, and he'll push that thing and he'll get going, but then all of a sudden he'll realize it and he'll get a little wobbly and he might fall down. But in no time, next week, he's going to be behind that thing and he's just going to be going. But falling down, he got back up, you know, he did it again. We picked him up, we put him in front of the thing, and there he went again. Like, he doesn't look at himself as like, oh, I failed, I can't push the bulldozer. No, I mean, it doesn't even occur to him. So we have to kind of have that mentality. And also, a title doesn't define a person. I think that's so important in this business. Just like we're not managers, you know, we're not managing that district. We're not, I love the leadership so much better. But also back to keynote speakers at GTC, Miranda Burcham, who is amazing and who's going to be the keynote speaker this year. Miranda lost her nation one time. At one point, she was national vice president, just like these ladies, and she lost her nation. I can see how that would be a little devastating. That would be quite the fall. But now, for those of you that know, I mean, she is a 4-wide national vice president, but she didn't quit. Had she quit or said, wow, this is too tough, I can't do this, I feel defeated, all of these things that I've talked about, then she probably wouldn't be a 4-wide national vice president, top income earner, all of that. I also spent some time with Michaela Hart and Caroline Reed, 2 other national vice presidents in this area this past weekend. And they both, for a little part in their business, they quit, so they said. But they stopped working for, I think Caroline's was 2 weeks or whatever, but they never let their ID go. So they never really quit. You know, it was just a short period of time, and that's what we say. It's like, have your pity party. Tomorrow it's got to be over because we have work to do, right? We've got to get back. So I just think that one is so important. Falling isn't failing, and we put so much emphasis on 3 or 4 no's. You know, go for the yeses. You know, I mean, go for the no's on the way to the yeses. You're going to get them. And then the last thing, fast from this is not a good month for my business. Now we're on the first day of the month, so it's a great day. It's a great month. It's a clean slate. You know, go for it. We have 31 days. We have 3 days longer than what we had last month. So if you didn't hit your goal last month or you came really close to it, there's a very good chance you're going to knock it out of the park this month because we have 3 more days and because you're going to fast from all that negative thinking that sometimes we go through. So you want to be saying to yourself, instead of this isn't a great month for my business, I will finish this month strong. And I don't care how far you are from your goal when you start. I mean, again, today's the first of the month. So because of that, you know, we're pretty, we've got it wide open. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Every one of us, whether you're a consultant or an ENVP, on the first of this morning, everybody was 0. So it's where we take it from there. So just keep that going. So just to recap, we're going to fast the whole month, you guys. Instead of this is too hard, I can do this. Instead of the negative what ifs, you're going to switch that around to the positive what ifs. Instead of I feel powerless, I am powerful. My team is powerful. We can do this. I cannot change. I'm changing every day. I feel defeated. I feel victorious. This is not a good month for my business. I will finish this month strong. So get into activity, do events, share, sponsor, add value to different people, all while doing it with a really, really good mindset, fast from that negative. And I know everybody absolutely can do it. So we can have an incredible, incredible month. So anyway, that's it. We'll wrap this in
So I just have announcements and raffle. Where are the raffle tickets?
I think there's just
It's just-
Oh.
Well, I say whoever it is, I mean.
Oh, well,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
it's
not
more
people
like
like us.
Yeah,
Everybody
it's-
gets
yeah.
to-
Yeah, so we'll just have the four
You guys
raffle
just-
ticket people.
So,
They'll be here to-
yes. So everybody coming up. First one comes up.
You have a ticket, come on.
Yes.
They could actually fit you on.
I know.
And then you get a pick from some shoes, some lipstick, shampoo. Awesome things.
Yes, so everybody just.
Yay, congratulations.
Yeah, there's one of these.
Whoever grabs first gets what they want, so go for it. It's not Danielle's products. She's over there like, no,
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. No, the REI.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
oh, I might have to change from this.
Not her good ones.
These promo fit shoes are those, but those are on back order.
Oh, you'll love those.
There you go. There
These
you go.
will be for next
Okay,
week.
I'll just put it in the next. Thank you.
Really quickly. So our next meeting is gonna be April 5th. So put on your calendars, be here, bring guests. At the house, right, for GTC. And so then GTC is coming up, everybody's mentioned it, it's a global training conference in Vegas, so many amazing trainers. If you haven't signed up already, be sure to sign up because it is seriously amazing. April 19th to the 21st. And then I think Jessica mentioned it though, there's virtual GTC, we've never done that before. It's $99 and I don't really know all the specifics of it, but you can chat with other consultants. I'm sure it'll be amazing, but not as amazing as actually going to GTC. So available, but a good backup plan. We have incentives to GTC cash that you can be earning the trip to Jamaica. And then this month the Pure Perk is 25% off primer and eye primer. So nice. I think that's all I have.
Oh, and there's
little
that
light.
light thing too.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not see about the light.
Oh, it's a selfie light.
Selfie light. Selfie light.
That's
So
right.
sponsors.
nice. It's called Light the Way Incentive. So sponsors 3 independent consultants or PCs who have 250 PQB this month, and you're going to get one of those lights that make you look,
Perfect.
famous.
The last 3 months.
Yeah.
To earn the backpack.
Exactly.
That's amazing. That's awesome. All sponsored.
Cool.
Awesome.
Very good job.
I know.